Hello. Welcome to Frank Factualities, the podcast. My name is Yolanda, your host. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me for another week. I truly appreciate each and every one of you, as I always tell you. How is everyone? How have you been doing? What's going on with you and your family? I hope all is well. I am doing awesome. No complaints here. Life is good. There's been a lot of things going on in the streets. And let's talk about a few of those things. Let's just get straight into it. Have you all heard about the 4 individuals that got kidnapped and killed in Mexico? From my understanding, they were actually from the state that I live in, South Carolina. And they said it was 3 guys and a girl, and they were traveling to Mexico for her to I think it was her second follow-up for tummy tuck is from what I read, but it also had to do with the tummy tuck. And as soon as they crossed the border, they got ambushed and they cut them off with another car, shot up the car, drugged them all out and kidnapped them. And only 2 made it back to the United States. And 1 is severely hurt. And the young lady is unharmed and alive. That was sad. I know that people have their speculations. That is not for me to speculate. That is a scary situation. We all talk about wanting to go out of the country, wanting to just have fun with our friends, or even just going out of the country to get procedures done. The advice that I would give people is always just to take people with you, not to drive alone. But in this case, where they say it's a mistaken identity, like, how could you avoid that? How could you make sure that you're safe when you don't know what's lurking and you have no idea that people are just out for blood? So prayers to that family for the young men who lost their lives. Prayers to the young lady who I am sure is traumatized. I saw that there was a news station that interviewed her mother, and they wanted to know from her mom exactly what she told her. And the mom said that the young lady stated to her that she had to watch them die, her friends, that is. So prayers to them. On another note, have you all seen the viral story of that guy who has 7 children by 7 different women, and he was flat out saying, I'm not going to take care of them? I took a pause and a breath there because I was just appalled. I mean, not that people don't do this every day, because we know people right now that don't even have 7 kids. They may just have 1 child and just flat out agree to not take care of them. That's just what it is. And to be fair, I'm going to choose my words wisely because I have an opinion about it. And I want you guys to follow me. And by no means do I agree with his perspective, but there's parts of what he said that I understand, because it's what I say to young ladies who are sexually active or girls, women, whoever, and they think about having children. I always tell them that when you decide to have sex and you possibly run the chance of having a baby, you have to look at that situation as if you're going to be the sole parent, as if this is going to be your child and you know your child only. Because as a woman, that's what I feel like. When you have a baby, that is your responsibility. It is a plus and a blessing if the father decides to be a part of the child's life and an equal contributor to raising them. That sometimes isn't normal for fathers to be active in the child's life. I am also a woman that feels like child support money, that is necessary for raising a child, obviously. But if there was a father who financially couldn't support the child, but would be there emotionally and in every other capacity for the child, then I would support that too. And I wouldn't be a stickler for, okay, you can't see the child because you have not provided any child support. So with that being said, after probably the second child and women kind of knowing who this guy is and what he's all about, you can't have children and think that a man is going to change. You can't just assume that if I have his baby, he's number one going to be closer to me, or number two, that he's going to take care of it. Again, do I agree with this man flat out saying he doesn't want anything to do with the children? Of course not. I don't know a human that doesn't feel some sort of connection to somebody who is their offspring. And I heard him say, well, I have no connection to these women, but it's not about those women. At that point, you have created your own bloodline. These kids are your descendants. They have your blood. They probably have your characteristics. Some of them probably look like you. And I just couldn't imagine having a child out in the world and not being a part of their lives. I'm going to pray for that young man. I don't want to bash him. I think that as he matures, he'll probably learn, as he decides to have children that he wants to support, and he is a part of their life, then I think he will have some sense of remorse about his decision to not be a part of the kids who he wanted nothing to do with them. I think he will probably have a sense of regret or remorse about the situation. But whoo, child, that was a lot. That was a lot, and there were a lot of opinions about it. So that's just my little 2 cents on it. I can't. It wouldn't be my son, thankfully. I would definitely try to instill some other values in him. However, what I do tell my son is you shouldn't sleep with a woman who you don't see being the mother of your child. So that would probably be my advice for him, because he kept saying, these women were just jump offs. They weren't anybody that I care about with. And maybe you shouldn't have unprotected sex with women that you don't care about and have feelings, because things like this can happen. So that is my advice that I give to my son. To each his own. Moving right along, let's get into the topic of the day. Lately, I've been thinking about making some changes to my life, and a lot of times I don't have the drive or motivation to make the change. So I try to figure out what motivates me, who motivates me, what inspires me, or who inspires me, so that whatever it is I want to do, I can take that thing to the next level. So recently I've been on this exercise journey, and I am supposed to be running a marathon. When is it? I think it's next month. Yeah, I think it's next month. And I'm not prepared. And the only reason why because I've already, did one before, but now I know this one is very popular. It's going to be a whole lot of people. And not that I'm competitive, but I never like to come in last, especially for somebody who normally, wouldn't do this. I just don't want to be that girl like, oh, this is her first time or this is her second time. And, give her grace. And so I want to be in the middle, not towards the end of the race. And I don't know if that's possible, but I am wanting to kind of get my body prepared. The last one I did, my legs were really sore. Now, my weight kind of goes up and down, and I don't eat meat. I think I told you guys that a long time ago. I eat seafood, and lately I've been kind of doing that occasionally. So I am a pescatarian part-time. But anyway, I've been able to manage my weight with just eating how I eat. And I can manage it very well. With that being said, I haven't exercised because I know that I can hit whatever weight goal I want to with the food I eat. But because of that, I don't have any muscles. Not that I'm just completely flabby, but I feel like I've been losing strength. So I'm like, you can't be this old lady and you can't lift your arms up, or you can't pick up a box off the floor. So you got to work on your strength. So me and my son, he's been helping me out. He's my little coach. We're doing what we're calling our March Madness, where this whole month, every day, we're doing exercises to try to build our strength. So we're starting off slow, obviously. So we're doing push-ups and squats and lunges, and I have stuff at the house. So I have weights and a bench and elastic bands and jump ropes and boxing equipment. I got all kind of shenanigans. So we're using what we have right now. And of course, on the weekends, we'll hit the track. So it did not motivate me because, okay, I want to look good and I want to fit in my clothes. And I've been saying that for the longest. Oh my God, I want to lose some more inches, really, because I can lose weight, but sometimes I lose the weight, but I feel like I haven't achieved the shape of my body that I want. And Lord knows I have big arms. My arms have always been big. And of course, I can lose the weight, but I still look like I got auntie arms, and I don't want auntie arms. So I know I have to work them out in order to get the inches off of my arms. But I wasn't motivated by saying, okay, I want to look good. So the only thing that motivated me was, okay, you're getting older and you need to build your strength because you're going to need your strength as you get older. And it's only going to get harder. The weirdest things motivate me. And I don't know if I shared this with you all about why I stopped eating meat, but I stopped eating meat not because I didn't like meat, I didn't like the taste, or I wanted to lose weight, I wanted to get healthy. It was like random, really. I was watching What the Health on Netflix, and it was just gross. I don't know what made me watch it. It was on the weekend, and I just decided to turn it on, and I was just, grossed out by everything that I saw. So I was just like, okay, I don't want to eat meat anymore. And my daughter was living here at the time, and she was watching as well. And we were just like, okay, let's just do it. So don't quote me on the years, but I think it's been about 4 years, maybe. It's been a while, and I don't regret it. I mean, every now and then I have a little, craving for some chicken wings, that is, in particular. However, I definitely can tell you our sensors are truly connected because I can smell it and get my fix. It's so bad now that I can watch a Food Network channel and I can taste the food because it's not like I haven't had it before. I'm not like a true vegan or vegetarian where I never ate meat in my life. So I can taste it just from seeing it and like watching them prepare it and cook it. I know what all of those flavors are, and it gives me my fix. So smelling and seeing it sometimes gives me the fix that I need to kind of push me over the hump, because I did go cold turkey. I didn't like, okay, I'm not going to eat pork, and then I'm not going to eat red meat, and then finally I cut off chicken. No, I stopped everything, even fish. Like I didn't eat anything. I was straight vegan for about a year. And then after I went vegan for a year, I missed eggs and cheese really bad because there really wasn't a good substitute for either of the two. So I decided to go to vegetarian. And then because of where I lived and me not wanting to have to prepare and cook every day because my life started to just get really busy, I decided to incorporate fish. I got that from Russell Simmons. I think I was watching him, and he was saying that he was a part-time pescatarian, that he said he was vegetarian, but he on his cheat days, he eats fish. So I was like, I want to eat fish on my cheat days. So that's why I started doing it. And then I ran out and started eating like seafood every day. And then that's when I like gained my weight back. And then I stopped it, and I'm back like, okay, not every day, but hey, when you feel the need to have a hearty meal, then you can eat your seafood. And especially when I go out to restaurants, that has been very, very helpful, going to eat seafood, because now I can go to any restaurant and there's some sort of seafood dish on the menu, whereas when I was vegan, it was very hard to eat out. So anyway, that was just my little tidbit on how I motivate myself. And I just wanted to encourage you all, because last week we talked about money and managing it and getting your finances together. I'm always encouraging you all to seek therapy and find the closure you need and heal and all these different things. But who truly motivates you? And I can tell you all that I have to say that I motivate myself. I don't look to anybody in particular or anything in particular, because I think that when you struggle internally with trying to move forward, when you get that, okay, I don't want to do this anymore, or how can I push forward with it even when you started and now you want to stop, there's not going to always be somebody in your ear to be like, come on, you can do it, don't stop, I got you, I'm right here. You may not have a partner, an accountability partner through your journey of whatever your goals are that you've set. So you have to be your own coach sometimes. And I know that takes a lot to do, but I want to read something to you all, because I got asked that question when I was in grad school, and we had to write something on who inspires you. And I honestly couldn't think of anybody, because at that time I was on the grind of, I gotta, reach my goal, which was becoming a counselor. I was in school to become a school counselor. And so when I was thinking about, like what pushes me to want to do it, it was always me. I pushed myself on a consistent basis. So I'm going to read to you guys what I wrote for my little article. So it says, who inspires you? My answer to that question has always been, I inspire me. Yes, that sounds a little narcissistic, but it's been my survival tactic. I found this article a couple of years ago called How to Inspire Yourself in 2 Steps. The author, Stephen Geis, helped me put feelings into words and put away any doubt that I was crazy. I learned that self-inspiration is the ability to take yourself from stagnant to active, from discouraged to excited. Inspiration doesn't always need to come from within, but most of it should. To depend on external stimuli to inspire you will often leave you disappointed and unproductive. You won't always find the perfect article. Your friends won't always know the magical words to say to you. So I look to myself first for inspiration. So that is what I wrote, and that is what I live by. I look to myself first. I look in the mirror, like, what can you do to push yourself? So the friends are to me a plus. Articles are a plus. Movies and quotes and all of those extra things are a plus. But as you guys know, no matter how much you know you need to lose weight, no matter how much you know you got to live right and exercise and eat well and push yourself to finish your paper that you're working on or that business plan, sometimes you're just going to be like, I want to give up. And in that moment, sometimes that can be 3 o'clock in the morning and you're sitting in your bed and there's nobody there to be like, no, the due date is tomorrow. You got to finish it. You ran out of coffee, Starbucks is closed, and you're like, I got to push through. You got to look at yourself. You got to look within. You got to have the power. And I don't know how to tell you how to inspire yourself. All I can say is it has to be a process that happens within you. You got to want it, and you got to find that thing that drives you to say, I got to get it. Now, sometimes that could be people, but not necessarily because they said something to you or that they're the ones that pushing you. But kids sometimes can be that's a good example of a person or people that can motivate you silently. They don't know it, but they drive you to want to be better and to do better. So when you think about all the things you need to do, okay, I want to be healthy for my kids because I want to be there for them. I'm all they have, so I have to make sure that I'm here. I want to make sure I'm successful because I want to leave something behind. I want them to see that it can be done. So I'm going to keep going. Sometimes it's our parents. I want to pay them back for everything that they've done. And again, sometimes it's just you. Like, I owe it to myself to do better. Everybody. And that was me. My thing was, back in the day, everybody counted me out. They just felt like I wasn't worthy of anything. Like, okay, is this ghetto girl? She had a baby at a young age. She's not going to do or be anything. And I honestly just really wanted to prove everybody wrong. Like, I am not a statistic. I am not that girl that you need to have pity for, or like, I need to help her out, or, you know, we need to take her under our wing, all that kind of stuff. No, that's not me. I was a smart girl. And regardless of whether or not you saw me as smart, and because I was tagged as other things, I needed to prove that I'm not who you think I am. And that is what pushed me, is that me. I had an axe to grind, or whatever you say, however you say that. I really did want to prove that. So that's what kept me going. And sometimes you lose that. And I can say that I've lost that over time. It's just like, okay, you get content with where you are. You get comfortable. That thing that you work so hard for, you're like, okay, I've already gotten that thing. So now what's next? I've learned that you got to constantly have goals. And even if those are very small goals, it also keeps you motivated and inspired to keep going. So, and don't make them really grand either, because that's a hard thing. I know that we'll be like, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds in the next month. How about let's just say I want to lose weight. And if you can see that you're gradually losing weight, then that is a good thing. I think that a lot of times we don't celebrate our small wins. We always want to celebrate these big things. And if it's not something that we can post on social media, then we're not happy with them. But at the end of the day, I get excited when I put on a pair of pants and I'm like, oh, shoot, I got a little bit of room in these. I keep some of those jeans around, those ones that is like, okay, I used to be able to get into these. And so when I see myself losing inches or pounds, I'll put those pants on. And if they fit the way that they used to fit, I know that I've hit my mark. And it may not be a postable moment for me to share with everybody, but mentally it is what kind of keeps me going. So I just want to encourage you all. Frankly, the fact of the matter is you got to learn to inspire yourself. You got to learn to motivate yourself, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to really, truly keep you going, and what's going to allow you to jump over that hump when it comes to, okay, that finish line, because we all going to get discouraged. We all going to at some point feel like we don't want to keep going with whatever it is that we've set to do. So be your own motivator, so that when you wake up every morning, you can encourage yourself. And obviously, I don't know what everybody's faith is out there, religion, or who you believe in. But at the end of the day, if you do believe that there's a higher being, then always have faith to know that you do have support technically, and you're not by yourself or in this alone. And so that is something else, your faith in God, or again, whomever you choose to, or whatever you choose to call him, and what his name is to you. But our creator, somebody created us, and that's my take on it. And whatever you call that creator is your business. But if you believe in a higher being, then again, that also can help to carry you through the hump and your next step towards whatever goals you have. So frankly, again, the fact of the matter is to set goals, inspire yourself, be there for yourself, push yourself through. I tell you guys all the time on this platform, I push myself to keep going. I need to post content a whole lot more than I do. I have been consistent at one time a week, but if this is something that I say I want to do, I need to do more of it. I do allow other things and people to distract me and me not to be on my grind. I have been consistent with what I said, which is the 1 day a week, but I do want to improve and get better. And I just got to push and motivate myself. And so that's why I chose to come and talk to you all about this. But I also have an announcement. If you follow me on social media, you have already heard me say this, but I am announcing, I'm doing guest co-hosts. So if you all ever wanted to have your own podcast, be on a podcast, or you have this topic that you always wanted to discuss with someone, you like my opinion on things, you like to talk and listen to me, man, hit me up. I have, you can hit me up on any of my social media platforms, or you can also shoot me an email. And if you just tell me, hey, I'm interested in co-hosting, then I will send you a questionnaire. All you have to do is fill that out. The only gimmick is that you have to pick the topic that we talk about. I think it's going to be very, very fun. I always say that I'm funnier when I am in conversation. So I would love to have a conversation with you all about whatever topic you want to talk about. So please, sir and ma'am. And you know what? I know a lot of people may not be up for the camera. I just incorporated YouTube, as you all know. There are ways around that if you just want to do an audio version. Not really my cup of tea, but I would prefer for us to be live and well, not live, but recorded. But if you don't want to, and that's something, we can always work something out. I just want to hear from you all. So again, if you want to be one of my co-hosts, just go to any one of my social media platforms, or again, my email, and say I am interested, and I will shoot you out the questionnaire and we can get you scheduled on the show. Shout out to the people that have already hit me up. I really appreciate it. I'll post again to just say, hey, yes, we're still doing it. So you guys are going to hear some co-hosts as soon as probably next week, to be honest. So tune in. I think it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. Not that I don't love talking to you all out there in podcast land. However, it will be great to have a conversation with some other people. Happy International Women's Day. I am recording this on March 8th, which is a Wednesday, and that's what it is. But it's also, I think, Women's Month. So just shout out to all the women out there doing their thing and representing for us on a daily basis. You guys keep going. We got to stay strong. I think we are honestly one of the strongest humans. I know it's only two of mankind, but sorry guys. Anyway, I love everybody. That is my time, guys. I think I'm gonna get up on out of here, but if you guys tune in next week, I promise you it'll be a great show. Till next week, bye.